Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report from Silence Therapeutics, and trust me, there's nothing silent about what we uncover. We're taking a look at their recent shareholder meeting where some key decisions were made, and we'll break down what it all means for the company and its future. It's a bit like being a fly on the wall at a company meeting, except you get the decoded version. If you are interested in getting straight insights from corporate documents just like this one, then make sure you are subscribed. Also, come join our Discord community. You can find it in the description below. This report is called an 8K. It's basically a corporate breaking news report that companies file with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, when important stuff happens. In this case, it's about the results of their annual shareholder meeting in June. It's like the company's telling the world what decisions were made by the people who own the company, the shareholders. The main event happened on June 26, 2025. That's when Silence Therapeutics held their annual general meeting, or AGM. This is where shareholders get to vote on important company matters. Think of it as the company's version of a town hall meeting, but with official voting. So what did the shareholders vote on? Basically, they voted on 13 resolutions, which are like proposals. This report tells us how the votes went for each one. An ordinary resolution requires a simple majority, set 50R of the votes cast to pass. A special resolution typically requires a higher threshold, such as a supermajority, e.g. 75 tastum of the votes cast. It's all about making sure important decisions have enough support from the owners of the company. Now let's get into the actual votes. First up, several directors were up for reappointment. That means shareholders were asked to vote on whether to keep these people on the board of directors. Think of the board as the company's leadership team. So these votes are a big deal for David New, as 77 million votes were cast in favour. With only about 28,000 against, that's a pretty strong endorsement to keep him on the board. Next, Tim McInerney also got the thumbs up with similar numbers, about 77 million for and 28,000 against. Again, shareholders showed they were happy with him staying on the board. Ian Ross wasn't so far behind. Shareholders voted overwhelmingly to keep him, although the against votes were higher at roughly 230 million. It's still a clear win for him, but it shows a little more disagreement among shareholders. Lastly, Craig Tooman had nearly unanimous support with 78 million in favour and just 28,000 against. This indicates very strong shareholder confidence in his role. Moving on, shareholders got a chance to weigh in on how much the top executives are paid. This is called an advisory vote, meaning the company doesn't have to follow it, but it's a good way to gauge what shareholders think about executive pay. In this case, about 71 million voted to approve the executive compensation, but roughly 3 million voted against. This suggests that some shareholders aren't thrilled with how much the executives are making. Another vote was about how often shareholders should get to vote on executive pay. They could choose every year, every 2 years, or every 3 years. The overwhelming majority voted for every year at 77.6 million. This suggests that shareholders want to keep a close eye on executive pay and have a say in it regularly. The company decided to follow its people's votes and hold the vote annually. Shareholders were asked to approve PricewaterhouseCoopers, or PUC, as the company's US independent auditor. This is basically hiring an outside firm to check the company's financial books. Think of it as getting a second opinion on your finances. Almost everyone voted in favour of TC, a respectable and large Big Four accounting firm with decades of experience. PPOC was also reappointed as the company's UK auditors nearly unanimously. The shareholders voted to authorise the Audit Risk Committee, a group in charge of all audit and risk analysis, to determine how much to pay the statutory auditors for the year. Next, shareholders voted to accept the company's annual financial reports for the last year. This confirms that the owners of the company have received and agreed to the financial standing presented to them. Furthermore, shareholders cast their votes on the directors' pay. Most people voted in favour, but with a considerable amount against. Just like before, some shareholders aren't thrilled with how much the executives are making on the team. Shareholders vote to approve an article of the company's articles to be concluded by the next annual general meeting of the company. Finally, in a special resolution, shareholders voted to adopt new articles of association for the company. This is like updating the company's rulebook. This resolution needed a supermajority to pass, more than just off 50 pens in, and it got it with over 72 million votes in favour. Now, taking a broader view of these results, Silence Therapeutics appears to have strong shareholder confidence in its board and auditors. However, the significant number of votes against executive compensation suggests some unease among shareholders about pay levels. This could signal a need for the company to better communicate its compensation policies and demonstrate how executive pay aligns with company performance. The company can do a better job setting fair compensations that are more aligned with the health of the company, or lack thereof, and avoid excessive executive pay even while the company is not doing well. This can create a very negative sentiment. Overall, this report signals a company that is stable but needs to get its leadership compensations under control. This is a common issue that can create bad blood, so it is better to address it now. If they do not address it, then the shareholders might attempt a hostile takeover. With the current financials, there isn't enough information to determine if the company is doing well or is in need of a turnaround. The fact that most board members are reappointed is a positive sign. It is definitely hard to see if a takeover is likely at this current time. Alright, that's our breakdown of Silence Therapeutics' latest filing. What's your take on these votes and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. The community is active and engaging. Thanks for watching. See you next time.